what's called a contact sheet, I downloaded this free version of EarthonView 64. And so basically, if you just go to the internet, type in EarthonView, IRFAN, EarthonView right there. Click on that and go to their homepage, EarthonView.com, and just download. You can download either 32-bit or 64-bit, depending on what you're running on your system. If you're running Windows 10, 64-bit's fine. That's the one you want. It'll handle larger batches. So EarthonView is what you want, and it's a real simple program, as you'll see here. And the other thing we're going to do is create two folders on our desktop here. One's called Source, that we're going to put our source pictures in, or for our patterns. And the other is called Resize, where you can resize them. So Source and Resize folders are necessary for this. And then a third folder is going to be used to put our JPEGs of our patterns that we save out from GIMP. So let's go into GIMP and we'll save out our patterns first. So I've been using 720 by 540, so I'm going to stick with that. So 720 by 540, and you can do this with one file, basically, that you're starting here. And now the next thing you do is you just grab your patterns that you've created. So let me find those. Here's one. This is Psychedelia 1, right? So just drop it in your window and then go to File, Export. Let's go to Desktop. I'm going to find my JPEGs of my patterns folder right here. And the file type, of course, is going to be not PNG, but JPEG. So select JPEG as my image, and I'll call this Psychedelia is fine. I don't need to call it one. Psychedelia.jpg, and it's going right into that patterns folder. So I'm going to click Export. Quality is going to be 100%. Okay, so that one's done. Here, if I just move this over, you can see that it's already in that folder. So basically, you're just exporting out your JPEGs to do this. Okay. All right, so let me grab another one here. Here's another one I created, and this one's, well, that's the same one. This is called Psychedelic Grass. So I'm going to go ahead and do File, Export As. JPEG is already selected up here, so we don't have to do that again. So we'll call this Psychedelic Grass. All right, JPEG, and again, the stream is already set up here, or the pathway. So we're going right to Patterns, so click Export. All right, so we've got all of them now. They're all in there, so I don't need GIMP anymore. So I'm going to close it out. And you can see I've got my 6 patterns in here. So now that I'm in this JPEGs of Patterns folder, I'm going to select all of these. You can just draw a selection around all of them, or you can hold down Control and click each one. But make sure you get all of them selected. Right-click somewhere in one of the selections and choose Copy. Then go to your source folder and paste them in there. Okay, so those are all in my source folder now. And we're going to use the resize folder to cut these down to size a little bit. So now that I have these in my source folder as JPEGs, I can go to EarthonView 64 here. And I'm going to start this process. Okay, so I'm going to go up to File, Batch Conversion / Rename. So select Batch Conversion / Rename. Leave Batch Conversion selected up here. That's fine. Make sure where it says Batch Conversion Settings that you choose JPEG as your output format. And then click on your Advanced folder here. And choose Resize. And here you're going to set your new size. So make sure these are both selected here. And I'm going to do 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. I'm going to make squares in inches there, of course. And I'm just going to Close that and say OK once I've told it to resize. And the images that I'm going to resize, I'm going to find that folder up here. And that's basically my source folder. So if I go to desktop, find your source folder where you copied your JPEGs. Right there, open that. And now choose Add All. So once you open your source folder from up here, choose Add All. And you can see they're all right here. Okay, so that's done. And the last thing you want to do is you want to tell the program what your output folder is going to be, or where the resized pictures are going to be placed. That's going to be your resized folder that you created on the desktop. So choose resized. That's all set up. Okay. So again, JPEG is your format up here. Under advanced, you want to choose resize. Put in the new size that your images are going to be. Here, where it says look in, find your source folder, click it open, and then just add all of your files down here. And then make sure you set your output folder here to the resized folder. And then the last thing to do is to click Start Batch in the lower left-hand corner. You can see there that it created, and it says batch conversion is done. So I can exit my batch now and look in here and see that my resized photos have been placed there. Okay, so that's good. So the last thing we're going to do now is create our contact sheet. So here's how we do it. We go up to File, go to Thumbnails. So make sure you select Thumbnails. And then here we're going to find our folder with those resized images. So I'm going to double click Desktop. Okay, and then I'm going to find that folder, and that was called Resized, right? There they are. Now I want to select all these, so hold down Control, and I can click all of these. So once those are all selected, now I can make my contact sheet. Okay, I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to create contact sheet from selected files. Okay, so it's about a little less than halfway down. So click there, create contact sheet from selected files. My sheet dimensions are going to be 11 inches wide by 8.5 high, just like a sheet of paper. And I'm going to choose landscape as my layout. Okay, you want to make sure you choose landscape. I'm going to use 3 columns and 3 rows down here. You can change those right here. So there'll be 3 images on the top and 3 on the bottom. Thumbnail spacing, you can increase the space or decrease the space between them. Let's shoot that up to 40 and see what happens. I'm going to bump that up a little bit. So all these are going to be 40. Sheet color, you can choose whatever color you want. Let's see if there's any text color or anything like that. I don't see anything. Let's click on here. Choose for our sheet color. You can make it any color you want. I'm just going to leave it at white. Okay, and that's what I would recommend. As far as your font here for your titles, click on Choose. Let's choose a bolder color so we can see them better. I'm going to choose black. Click OK. And I think we're done. So next thing you do is click Create. And there's my batch list. So they're all lined up perfectly. They're all named for me. And I'm ready to go. So now I'm going to take this on the clipboard, go up to File, choose Save As. And we're going to call this is your final product. So we're going to call this 12-your last name. I'm going to use my last name here, Acker. And it's leave JPEG as the type here as your format. And just save that somewhere where you're going to remember where it is. So I'll just save it into my assignment 12, creating custom patterns folder. And it's going to be a JPEG. So click Save. And basically you're done. So if I go into my assignment 12 folder, creating patterns, you can see it's right there. And here it is right here. So let's double click on it. And there's my contact sheet with all my patterns and all the names underneath it. And that's the file that I'm going to attach and email to my professor. So this is the file that you'll email to me when you're finished.